Bill Browder once ran the largest foreign investment fund in Russia. But his tactic of shareholder activism meant he took on oligarchs who controlled some of the country's biggest companies. By 2005, Russian authorities were calling Bill a threat to national security. A legal battle ensued and his lawyer, Sergei Magnitsky, was arrested after he accused Russian authorities of fraud. He died in custody. Bill Browder, now a wanted fugitive in Russia, became a vocal critic of the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin. He also lobbied for the US to do more to punish foreign government officials guilty of human rights offenses. In 2012, US President Barack Obama signed the Sergei Magnitsky Act into law. Other countries have followed. As for Bill Browder, he remains on Russia's most wanted list. Thank you so much for joining me on the CNBC Conversation today.
Great to be here.
Well, we're here at One Young World Summit, and you've just taken a session on strengthening democracy, good governance, and the rule of law, Bill. How has the fight for justice changed, do you think, in recent years?
Well, one of the things that I've discovered is that corruption is effectively the root of all problems, all evil. And I've seen this with my own eyes in Russia with the Putin regime. People in the Russian government, from the lowest traffic cop right up to the president, go into government service to steal money. They've stolen so much money over the last 22 years that they started being terrified that the people of Russia would overthrow them one day. And what does a dictator do when he's afraid of being overthrown? He creates a foreign enemy. And so the war in Ukraine, the killing in Ukraine, you could trace it all back to corruption. And that's why this issue is so important.
As you've just said, Bill, you've had a lot of experience with Putin and his regime yourself personally. What is his endgame?
Well, Putin's endgame is real simple. It's not about creating a great Russian empire. It's not to prevent NATO from getting close to him. His endgame is for him to stay in power, to stay alive, and to keep all of his money. So he's stolen so much money over the last 22 years since he came into power that he's just terrified. He's just terrified that if ever he was to go into retirement, that he would be arrested and killed. And so for him, there's no chance of ever stepping down from power. And for him, the only thing that's important now is to stay in power so he can stay alive.